Hello beautiful people, it is Jaded Joe back with another video. Today is going to be a little sit down video. You guys know that I love sit down videos because there's always so much on my mind. Originally this video was going to be about body dysmorphia because I thought the thing that I was talking about was body dysmorphia, but it's not. Upon research I figured out that that is not what I'm struggling with right now. There's actually no name for what I'm struggling with right now, but maybe, just maybe, someone watching this video will know exactly what I'm talking about and be able to relate to this. That's why I'm making this video. That is the intention behind this video, to hopefully make someone feel not so alone, because even though there's not a name for this thing that I'm going through, I'm sure there's someone else going through the same thing. So let's stop beating around the bush and get right into it. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay, I'm going to start out by giving a definition of BDD, body dysmorphic disorder, just so that we're all on the same page moving forward. BDD is a mental illness involving obsessive focus on a perceived flaw in appearance. And I have struggled with BDD in the past. When I was going through my eating disorder, I absolutely had BDD. My center of focus was my stomach. Every mirror that I walked by, I would lift my shirt and make sure that I still had abs. Even if it was just 15 minutes since the last time that I checked, I would try to find a mirror so that I could double check my abs. It was an obsession. There's a reason that it is categorized as a mental illness, because it takes over your quality of life, because you are obsessed and fixated on this aspect of your appearance. You think that it's more apparent to other people than it actually is. Maybe your fixation is your pimples on your face, and you think that everyone is staring at these pimples on your face and you can't stop thinking about these pimples on your face, but other people don't even really notice it. I've heard a lot of talk about body dysmorphia on social media recently, which of course it's awesome to raise awareness about these mental illnesses, but I think that a lot of people are misusing the phrase when what they actually mean to be talking about is poor body image, and these are completely different things. Again, BDD is a mental illness. I was listening to a podcast the other day and the host said, I think everyone struggles with body dysmorphia at some point in their life. And I was a little taken back because I knew that what he meant was that he thinks everyone struggles with poor body image at some point in their life, which might be true. I think a lot of people struggle with poor body image, especially in the diet culture that we live in. But poor body image is not BDD. Not everyone struggles with BDD at one point in their life. It is a mental illness, and I think that it can be super belittling to people who actually do struggle from BDD to hear people say everyone struggles with it, because they don't. It's super important that we're using the right phrases when we're talking about these issues, because obviously it can be helpful to let people know that they're not alone. But when you are trying to speak on an issue that you are actually not experiencing and not educated on, it can be super harmful. So I just wanted to put that out there. I think that is a very important distinction that we need to make. But moving on to what I've been struggling with, because like I said in the beginning, I thought that it was BDD, but it's not. I do not struggle with BDD anymore. I'm not fixated on any certain aspect of my body. But something that I'm experiencing recently, and again, maybe someone else will understand what I mean, because there's no word for it, there's no phrase for it, there's no explanation that I could find on the internet, but I do not know what I look like. And what I mean by that is every single mirror that I look in, every single reflection that I see of myself, every single picture I see of myself looks completely different to me. It's so weird to even explain, because when I do try to explain it to other people, they're just like, oh, it's a different angle, it's different lighting, whatever it is. And obviously that's true, but this is further than that. This video was spurred by my recent headshots that I got back from a photographer that I worked with. If you don't know what headshots are, I am using them for my acting career. They're just photos from basically your shoulders up of your head, hence headshots. And that is what you send to different casting directors or agents or when you're submitting for projects. And I thought that my old headshots looked nothing like me, so I wanted to update my headshots for obvious reasons. You know, I wanted them to actually look like me. So I went and got some new headshots. I was feeling so great the day of the photo shoot. I was like, I'm so excited to have new photos and for them to actually look like me. And then I got the photos back and I was like, what? Those don't look like me either. I was like, who is that? That is not me in those photos. What do you mean that's what I looked like the other day? That is not what I looked like. It's very ironic that I got new headshots thinking my old ones didn't look like me, and then my new ones came back and I also didn't think those looked like me at all. It's kind of scary because I want to know what I look like. I don't like the feeling that I don't even know how I'm being perceived because I don't know what I look like, and I know that it's not about how other people perceive me, but it just puts me in this very vulnerable position. I feel very vulnerable thinking about the fact that I don't know what I look like, and I'm just kind of walking around life being like, I don't know. I'll look into reflections, you know, like I'll pass by a window or something and look, and I'll just be like, what? What do you mean? Why do I look like that right now? And it's not, oh, I look so much uglier, oh, I look so much prettier, whatever. It's just not what I think I look like. The reason that I thought that it was BDD still is because I know a characteristic of BDD, like I explained before, is that the way that others perceive you is not the same as the way that you perceive yourself. And so I thought that it was still BDD or some remnants of that, but I'm not obsessed with the way that I look. You know, I'm not constantly thinking about it, but when it does come up and when I do look in a mirror, it just takes me back a little bit. I'm like, yeah, that's what I look like in this mirror right now, but if I took a picture of myself right now, I would look completely different. And yes, I think that angles and lighting and social media does make a difference in my brain of trying to perceive the way I look, because, you know, I look different on a selfie than the photographer taking my headshot. You know, it's going to be different, and I understand that, but it goes further than that. I don't know what I look like. Every single photo, every single reflection looks completely different. It's very challenging to try to find confidence in the way that I look when I don't even know what I look like. Obviously, confidence shouldn't just come from the way that we look, and you cannot be 100% satisfied with what you see in the mirror and still be confident, and I know that. But I would like to be able to look in the mirror and say, this is what I look like, and I accept it, and I love it, and I'm going to respect my body regardless of what I look like, but I would like to know what I look like, you know what I mean? I've been forced to find confidence through other means because of this reason, and I would love to make a whole video on that because I really do feel confident in my body right now because of the way it feels. It's just a little bit freaky looking into a mirror and thinking, wow, the last time I looked into this mirror, that is not what I look like at all. When I do talk to my family about it, they have no idea what I'm talking about. And when I look it up, it always goes back to BDD, but it's not BDD because I don't have an obsessive mental illness right now. I know that for a fact, but I just don't know what I look like, and the way that I perceive myself is different than the way that other people perceive me. I think that it can be super validating when you look something up and you know that there is a name for it and that you aren't alone and that this is actually a thing that people struggle with, but because when I look this up, it just strings back to BDD and I can't find the exact thing that I'm trying to find. It kind of scares me a little bit more because I just want to know that I'm not alone. You know, no one wants to feel alone. I want to know if there's a way out of this because I don't like to experience this, and I would definitely work on different things that I could do to help me to not experience this anymore, but there's just no direction online. I can't find anything on it. There's not really like a moral of this video. Normally when I make videos, there is a moral or some point that I'm trying to have come across. There's really no point to this other than to share my experiences. I do feel super good just in general with my relationship with myself. This is just kind of a missing piece that I really would like to work on, and I just have no direction for how to work on it. I do feel like it somehow connects with my eating disorder and maybe some sort of dissociation from my body in general. During eating disorder recovery, I did have to continue to tell myself, you know, it doesn't matter what you look like, focus more in on how you feel, and so maybe that caused me to dissociate from my body a little bit and just not be as in tune with my body. Maybe it has something to do with that. That's really the only explanation that I have been able to formulate throughout this whole process of trying to figure out what the hell is happening. But if you have any comments that you want to say, if you are experiencing this as well, please comment down below. There's actually nothing that I love more than getting comments on my YouTube videos. When I go to youtube.com and I see a 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, whatever number, on the notification bell, it makes me so happy because all I want to do is create content that people want to engage with. So when y'all comment, it makes my heart so happy because I know I'm doing something right. I'm sorry that there's no conclusion to this video, but maybe the moral is just that Yeah, I got nothing. Oh wait, maybe the conclusion is that we can learn to love ourselves despite all of it. Despite not being 100% satisfied with the way that we look, we can still love ourselves. If we're not 100% happy with the person that we are, we can learn to love ourselves through every single challenge that we're facing. And that has been a huge blessing that has come out of this strange phenomenon that I'm experiencing, because I've been forced to still respect myself and love myself despite not knowing what I look like, because it really doesn't matter what I look like. It's just something that I would like to be aware of, you know? So before I say the same thing for the 20th time in a row and continue to go around in this circle, I'm gonna end this video. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. Again, please comment. It makes me so happy, even if you just say hi. I would love to have small talk with you, even. Or you can DM me. My DMs are always open, and I just love talking to y'all. Thank you for taking the time to watch this. I love you. Bye!